That's right.
Let me ask you, because we're watching Republicans disavow Trump, move away from Trump. You even once said that you disagree with him on certain issues. This is the quote. And you would talk to him more, but what the country needs is somebody to wake it up. So even though you disagree with Donald Trump on some issues, you'll still work with him, whereas Republicans are cutting and running from him. Do you think that's dumb of them to do?
I think that's a little unfair. To begin with, when I say disagree, there are certain trade policies that, I frankly don't quite comprehend what he's saying, but that's not the big issue here. The big issue is the Republicans that are going away from him are in two camps, I think. And one camp, I think they're worried about last week or the week before. And, he's an outspoken guy. He's a very bright guy. He says what he thinks. But sometimes, hey, when you're running for president of the United States and you got 40 million audience, and you can't say what you say at a bar, You can't really say, hey, I believe this, I believe that. Hey, Donald Trump is a very smart guy, and I think if he reins that in and really focuses on the economy, there's just two schools. One, you do what I say and incentivize business, or two, you go the Hillary Clinton Democratic way, where you just build up more and more bureaucracies, more and more regulation, and eventually that is going to keep business from investing. So you have big government, and if you have big government, I would tell you it just doesn't work. It's going to build an inflationary spiral because you're not going to produce, and that's happened in history.
Yeah, but you've said that you have too many businesses to run. No, you don't want to be the Secretary of the Treasury.
I'm not a young guy.
But you're healthy and you're spry, and you could still do this even at your age, 80? But let me ask you this.
I got 10 companies. I never worked for anybody in my life. It's too late in the day for me to start working for anybody. But that's not the issue. You don't need me to work there. You need me maybe to talk to Donald once in a while, give him some advice. You don't need a guy. We're really off the issue. The issue to me is, what can I do to change this country right now? And you need change, and I think Donald has said it completely and totally correctly.
We could, when you talk about change and the pack you want to set up to deal with these regulations, Fox Business looked very seriously at coal regulation. And it was a strategy to not only, we're shifting from coal to natural gas, but it was a strategy to speed that up by the regulation. And now what people don't realize is they're moving against natural gas, which is going to raise our electric costs throughout the country. Is that the kind of thing where you could help slow down this almost government intrusion that's going to drive up prices for all of us?
Absolutely. To bring back what the EPA is doing now is basically irrational. Right now, what they're doing is actually penalizing refineries. So if you build a refinery in this country and you're making gasoline, they're doing what the FTC went against big oil. In other words, big oil has not been able to get rid of its competition in the refinery business until the EPA now has come in and made it happen. Now it's a little bit difficult to explain what I'm saying to you through different mechanisms. And so just to your point, if that happens, you're going to have an oligopoly. You're going to have huge gasoline prices, just what you're saying about natural gas. But look, I'm not here to say don't clean the air, don't have a good environment, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And they're doing things that make no sense at the FTC, in the EPA, in the NLRB. It's absolutely killing business. So now you're going to get more and more big government. So let me ask you a question. Look at education. Government takes over education. I do charter schools. It's one of my charities, and we give a lot of money to charter schools to build them. But the charter schools basically cost less money per kid than the Board of Education in the Bronx, worst area. So the Board of Education will say, well, you know what? The kids can't read because of the terrible there's criminality here and all that. We're down the block. The kids read as well as the kids in Scarsdale because it's privatized. And you can't have the big government running a damn thing. Russia proved it.
Venezuela. Just look at what happened.
Venezuela, Cuba. Look what happened. Because you can't change human nature. I'm not telling you people are bad.
On that note, Mr. Icahn, when you talk, people and money listen, and it's been a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Anytime. Okay.
All the best to you.
Go on. Bye.